Google admits to censorship during the COVID-19 pandemic. Us content creators, we were telling everybody that there were bans, they were shadow banning people. We saw people getting kicked off the internet left and right for saying things contrary to what the Massa Biden wanted us to say. And now we're seeing that they're admitting it. Now it makes sense as to why you see the Trump administration going so hard again at the left. This is all a political football that they're kicking to all censor us and to keep us all as citizens in check and quiet. So look at this. We have oversight chairman out of Republican out of Ohio, Jim Jordan, says that Google admits censorship under Biden and promises to end bans of YouTube accounts of thousands of Americans censored for political speech. There were a lot of people censored during the Whoopty Wham 19. Well, I can say it now, COVID-19 scam. Remember, we were talking all around. Content creators were calling it. I was calling it the Whoopty Whamps. Other people was calling it the C-19. We couldn't call it the shot. We had to call it the needle. Now look at it. It says here that thanks to the oversight chairman, Jim Jordan of Ohio, Google commits to offer all creators previously kicked off YouTube due to political speech violations on topics such as COVID-19 and elections an opportunity to return to the platform. So we see here, not only was the Biden administration censoring C-19 speech, it was also censoring people with particular electoral policies and points of views. It said Google also admitted the following to the House Judiciary Committee. The Biden administration pressured Google to censor Americans and remove content that did not violate YouTube's policies. The Biden administration censorship pressure was unacceptable and wrong. Public debate should never come at the expense of relying authorities. The company will never use third-party fact checkers. Europe's censorship laws target American companies and threaten American free speech, including the removal of lawful content. So here they're already talking about how it was European-style censorship laws. And you know, in Europe, they really do censor them like a motherfucker. So we're just getting that dirty-ass European censorship over here in America. It's the reason we had the Revolutionary War, Jack, because this is America. We don't take that European shit. We got to talk over here. First Amendment like a mother. This is an email to Jim Jordan. Let's go ahead and read. It's talking about what's going on in here. It says, the statement of facts is submitted on behalf of our client, Alphabet Incorporated, and its subsidiary, YouTube, collectively Alphabet or the company, in response to subpoenas issued to the White House Committee on the Judiciary Committee on February 15th, 2023 and March 6th, 2025. Throughout the committee's investigation, Alphabet provided responsive information to the committee to fulfill its oversight responsibilities, producing internal records and providing extensive testimony, including more than 40 sets of responsive documents and the voluntary participation of 20 executives in transcribed interviews. And they went so far as interviews. Alphabet is a collection of businesses, the largest of which Google is Google. Alphabet's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. I don't believe that by any stretch. They just gonna find something else to censor. Promise you. Anyway, Alphabet is committed to building helpful products for everything, and the company aspires to give all users the tools they need to increase their knowledge. So this is the bullshit where they're over here huffing and puffing and fluffing and puffing. And it's talking about here how the committee in its investigation, the company appreciates the accountability of the House Judiciary Committee led by Jim Jordan and its critical role in advancing the core of American value of freedom of speech. The company has a commitment to freedom of expression. This commitment is unwavering and will not bend to political pressure. You already did. But anyway, transparency regarding government interactions with private platforms is essential for fostering public trust and upholding principles of free expression. The committee's investigation brought to light new information and enhanced public understanding in this respect. See, free speech isn't something that you get. You got to constantly fight for it. You don't. People always come into America and say, "Oh, look at what Americans get this, Americans get that." No, Americans are constantly fighting for it. There's never a time that Americans just allow the government to do things without fighting back. This particular congressman did this because his constituents pressured him to. And we as citizens are always, as American citizens, it's our job and our duty to push back when it's free speech. You know what I mean? We see what's going on right now with Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel getting put back on TV. But Sinclair Group, the people who control the distribution of 20% of ABC's affiliates, are saying they're not going to play Jimmy Kimmel still. So we're going to watch how that turns out. It says the Biden administration and Alphabet. The COVID-19 pandemic was an unprecedented time in which online platforms had to reach decisions about how to best balance freedom of expression with responsibility, including responsibility with respect to the moderation of user-generated content that could result in real-world harm. And we all said it, man, like we ain't hurting nobody, but they got that propaganda line of us saying, well, do you want your grandmother to get the C-19 virus? Because if you don't take it, we won't get herd immunity. You dumbass niggas was saying that shit. Look at you. Look at you. Looking like a bunch of damn fools now. Senior Biden administration officials, including the White House officials, conducted repeated and sustained outreach to Alphabet and pressed the company regarding certain user-generated content related to the COVID-19 pandemic that did not violate its policies. While the company continued to develop and enforce its policies independently, Biden administration officials continued to press the company to remove non-volatile user generation content. As online platforms, including Alphabet, grappled with these decisions, the administration officials, including President Biden, created a political atmosphere that sought to influence the action of platforms based on their concerns regarding misinformation. I was telling y'all during the virus, that word misinformation was bullshit. Bullshit. And now we seeing it was. It is unacceptable and wrong when any government, including the Biden administration, attempts to dictate how the company moderates content, and the company has consistently fought against those efforts on First Amendment grounds. It says no matter the political atmosphere, YouTube will continue to enable free expression on its platform. We'll see, because now they over here trying to get us for talking about Charlie Kirk, and they're trying to censor us for that. So we'll see how well they do, because usually when one side is accusing the other of doing something, that side that's making the accusations is doing the same thing too, just on different grounds. So it says the political debate and discussions are in the public interest, which is why YouTube expanded its approach to educational, documentary, scientific, and artistic content on the platform. In contrast, the other large platforms, YouTube has not operated a fact-checking program that identifies the company's fact-checking partners to produce content to support moderation. YouTube has not and will not empower fact-checkers to take action on or label content across the company services. YouTube also began offering a feature on YouTube beginning in June 2024 that allows users to add notes to provide relevant, timely, understandable context on videos. The pilot is available in most US and English, and YouTube continues to collect feedback on the feature. YouTube also features an extensive comment section where viewers can comment to share their views on content posted by content creators. The open market. The company terminated channels for repeatedly violating its community guidelines on elections integrity content through 2023 and COVID-19 content through 2024. Today, YouTube's community guidelines allow for a wider range of content regarding COVID-19 and elections integrity. Reflecting the company's commitment to free expression, YouTube will provide an opportunity for all creators to rejoin the platform if the company terminated their channel for repeated violations of COVID-19 and elections integrity. YouTube values conservative voices on this platform and recognizes these creators have extensive reach to play an important role in civic discourse. The company recognizes these creators are among those shaping today's online consumption, landing much-watched interviews, giving viewers a chance to hear directly from politicians, celebrities, business leaders, and more. The committee has taken important investigative steps to highlight that onerous obligation under laws such as Digital Service Act and Digital Markets Act may stifle innovation and restrict access to information. These laws place disproportionate regulatory burden on American companies, and the company has long expressed its concern about the risk of the DSA may pose to freedom of expression within and outside of the European Union. Depending on how certain provisions may be enforced, DSA could be interpreted in such a way to require Alphabet and other providers of intermediary services to remove lawful content, jeopardizing the company's ability to develop and enforce global policies that support rights to free expression and access to information. The DSA may open avenues for substantive regulation of lawful speech, including through risk mitigation, the use of codes of conduct and crisis protocols, and out-of-court dispute settlement mechanisms. Alphabet remains mindful that these risks continue to be vigilant in its defense of these rights. So we see now people like Riza Islam, they were trying to call him Disinformation Dozen, and Kennedy, who's now in the White House administration, and so many people who were deleted off social media for speaking up. See, this is why we speak up as Americans. We don't just take what they give us, we fight back. That's what makes us uniquely American. And for so many people that are new to this country, because America has allowed so much immigration over the last 40 years, 50 years, you have some people who come here and say, well, Americans are lucky. You guys don't understand what it is like to live under a government. No, we don't understand what it's like because we won't take it. You got to understand that the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, these freedoms are not freedoms that are just going to be given to you by nature. No, we fought for those freedoms to be put into the Constitution in the 1700s, and we've never stopped the fight to continue these rights. The government, these corporations, they're always in the Supreme Court. They're always in Congress. They're always in the Senate, creating these local, state, and federal laws to chip away at our gun rights, chip away at our freedom of speech rights, to chip away. It's the American. It's the American that says, okay, you know what? I know what y'all trying to do, but you ain't gonna do it. We see them doing it right now with Charlie Kirk. They're trying to make it like, we're seeing all these people get fired for saying what they had to say about that thug degenerate. You know what I mean? And people who have something to say against it are being censored. Now, by the same administration that was mad that people were getting censored over the C-19 virus. Well, I can say it right now, COVID-19. Understand this. The Republicans, the Democrats, they play political football with our freedoms. And their job is to keep throwing it, tossing to the other side, and shortening the distance. Each time they punt it to the other side, the punt is a little bit shorter. And every time they punt it back, it gets a little bit shorter, because each time something got chipped away and taken away, to eventually they want to get us to the point where we have nothing. So, salute to the Republicans for doing this. You know, I'm glad they did this, Jim Jordan and everybody. Thank you. But don't get so blind to the fact that, okay, he did this. Now everything's okay. No. Now, when it comes to what's going on with Pam Bondi and what's going on with the Trump administration over Charlie Kirk's murder, they're trying to use that to where we can't speak out against people who are political in their situations, no matter how nasty and dirty they treated us as a people and talked about us. They're making it to where we can't say anything back, or they're trying to. What we need to do is to continue to fight for our freedoms, understand that our freedoms are not guaranteed. Our freedoms go as far as we're willing to let them go. And it's good to see that America has not gone all the way to sleep yet, that we're still fighting, and we're fighting and winning. So make sure you pay attention to what's going on, protect your neck, protect your rights, protect your civil liberties, and continue to fight. And even if people don't agree with you, like I had no issues with Charlie Kirk saying none of what he said because he has that right. But I got the right to clap back. You dig? And so for those of you who like to clap back, it's okay that people say what they have to say. It's okay, let them say it. Say something back. Create counter information. And then through both sides of the ideas, the free market of ideas, people can draw their own conclusions. And it is totally okay if somebody else draws a different conclusion than you, because we are not a monolith. We do not all think alike, and we're not supposed to all think alike. So hopefully this gets Brother Farrakhan back on the internet, because remember he was one of the first ones that they kicked off because of saying stuff. So hopefully this gets Minister Farrakhan back on. And people want to allow Charlie Kirk to say what he had to say, bring Brother Farrakhan back on. And, bring Brother Reza Islam back on, and bring back on all those doctors that were telling us what it is and how it really is. You dig? All right. But yeah, this is a good thing for the people. This is a win for the people. All right. Make sure you go to DewanB.com for all merch. Make sure you hit us up and come here and subscribe here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We out.